Hi. First of all, let me clarify my errors in the last video. I was trying to say um, Nissan 1, okay, and Tishri 1. I was talking about the New Year's. Tishri 1 is on September 14th. There was my crisscross, okay? And Nissan 1 is on March 14th, okay? So just to clarify that I caught that I did that, okay? That's what I was talking about. Um, okay. I'm just going to give you an example of words that we've read forever, right? And in Acts 3, okay? It was Peter and John. I'm going to read it from here. Sorry, I got to turn. Peter and John were going to the temple at the hour of prayer. They were going to the temple. So we can't look at that temple as, okay, now we have to look at it as the hour of prayer, the ninth hour, which this one was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? The ninth hour, because it around. Now, when a certain man, crippled from his birth, was being carried along, who was laid each day at the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful, so that he might beg for charitable gifts from those who entered the temple. So when he saw Peter and John about to go into the temple, which is heaven, he asked them to give him a gift. And Peter directed his gaze intently at him, and so did John, and said, "Look at us." The man paid attention to them, expecting that he was going to get something from them, okay? And Peter said, silver and gold, money I don't have. What I do have that I can give you is in the name of Jesus of Nazareth. Walk. So then he took a hold of the man's right hand. Now remember, the right side of God, okay? So whenever the right hand's mentioned, it's heavenly, okay? So he took the hold of the man's right hand with a firm grip and raised him up. At once his feet and ankle bones became strong and steady. And leaping forth, he stood and began to walk. And he went into the temple with them, walking and leaping and praising God. Okay. They're getting ready to go into the temple. God's getting ready to take them. That was when they were witnessing. They were out there witnessing, okay? And how they healed this man, they strengthened his ankles and his bones, okay? And for his feet and his ankles, they strengthened the bones. What is called beautiful? Those feet who carry the good news, okay? Is whose feet is called beautiful. This was a man who was right there, okay? They gave him the gift of God, okay? He was right there, but he wasn't in there yet, okay? And every day he was waiting at the temple. You get the parable of this, okay? They gave him the gift of the Lord, okay? They were witnessing, and it was right before they were getting ready to go back to heaven, okay? It's what we're going to do, okay? This is not about them fixing his bones and healing his bones. They healed his spirit, okay? So he had beautiful, sturdy feet so he could spread the good news, okay? And it was right before he went to the temple. This is a man who since birth, they said, and from birth, it's how he was raised and how he viewed the Jesus and his word, okay? He became a believer. And he went into the temple with him. Healed, beautiful feet, strong legs, strong ankles. That's what that means. So he went into the temple with them, walking and leaping and praising God, because that's what everybody's going to do, right? I mean, and All the people saw him walking about and praising God. Okay? Now, another layer of this, okay, is when the man, okay, when the man is healed, okay, and he does have he is walking, it's a miracle. It's what the witnesses who receive the gifts, okay, the Holy Spirit, and they can perform the miracles, okay. It's another layer where it shows the healing of what the witnesses will do, okay. And therefore, the man, when he went into the temple, which again, let's say synagogue, okay, are the church that's still here, or whoever, okay, it was a miracle of the healing that they saw, because so many people, between being able to hear the word in the language they're going to be able to understand, these kind of miracles are going to go right along with them. But you have to get that other layer too, okay, because the Lord made his feet beautiful, okay, because those um, um, the feet of those beautiful feet are those who carry the word of God. You know, you have to read things like this, and that's what that is. That's another layer of that, okay. um he is, as they recognized him as the man who usually sat begging for alms at the beautiful gate of the temple, and then they were filled with wonder and amazement, okay, over what had occurred to him. Okay, now that's one. But now, while he firmly clung to Peter and John, all the people in the utmost amazement ran together and crowded under them in the covered porch called Solomon's. These other people that ran to him is people who's because of this, okay, and of what they have seen happen to this person, okay, they were then the covering of Solomon. That porch is the canopy, okay, it's the canopy, it's the tent, it's the they made it, okay, it's the path, it's the path that you walk, you know, it's your bridge, it's your path, it's the canopy between here and heaven, okay, that you're on. And what it is the people that ran to him, it's because they believed, their eyes were open and they believed, okay. But that covered porch is the covered canopy, which is being put in place on the Hebrew calendar in teaching now during this time. Kid you not, couldn't make this stuff up. So you can imagine when I read that, how I blew over I was, because he always, what are the odds that I'm reading about the canopy today? Excuse me, I'm reading about the canopy. No, because I was looking up the Hebrew dates and going back through, the timeline of them, and I was on about the covering, right? And so then I turn around and I'm reading Acts and I read about the canopy. What are the odds of that? Never happened ever till today. But this is how you have to read it. He's bringing them in. He's bringing them under the canopy. Their eyes are being opened. He's saving them. Okay, by all of this, right? All of that. And that's how it's going to go. And that's what that means. All of it. It could just go on and on and on. Okay, so it's just good. It's just so good. I can't even stand to read Revelations. I can't, because I can see it now. I can see it with those eyes. With that those old things in there that those that have ears, or those that have eyes, see what the word is saying, see what the Spirit's saying. I totally see it. It's those layers. It's the layers. Okay. Um, and just zip right through it. But I get so excited because I know I know what it means. I know what it means. And I feel so sorry for people who don't read it. So sorry for them who don't read it. You know, even the beast, even when it's talking about the beast, again, you notice nothing, every single thing that that the enemy or the beast or does, it is with permission. Read that. It's granted authority. It's given permission. It's nothing done on their own. It's granted, it's given, always. Always. Granted permission to make war. Given authority to, there's nothing on its own. Nothing on its own. I'm not even going to get into that, what I think about that, because, yeah, I'm just not. Okay, now, this is back to, the, I'll be forever in here finding it now. The part of the resurrection. Okay, you can read this over and over and over, and you would never get what he's talking about. Okay, and so again, I can't remember where it was I read today though. I want to make sure I mark that. And it you know the timeline of it when you recognize these. The whole importance of this is when you recognize what the layers are in the verses, because there are multiple, then you can reference, and you have to reference to the Hebrew, okay? Because the New Testament will reference back to the Old Testament. And then what you do is you go back there to that teaching, and then you go to the timeline, okay? And then you can see when all of this plays out. And it takes time. It takes time and study, but it adds up. It comes together perfectly. This is why I wish I had a Jewish person who totally knew, you know, left and right with me during the day, so I could just zip. I always think that who knows the Torah back and forward, left and right. You know, who can I call? Who can I call? I can't. So I always gotta go to God first, because He's my Torah expert. Okay, He's my Torah expert, and so I read because He's making me do my homework. That's how I go back and read about the canopy. What it's the covering, okay? It's the covering. It's our safety. It's our safe place. You know, it's like the angels covering it, you know, with their swords while you walk through underneath. You know, it's your protective covering is what it is. All right? And there's a time God lays that out for His people to walk through. Okay, and you find them times. So this is the time frame, the timeline. All right. It's when all of the signs that are given are in front of us. They're all in front of us, okay? That is when you know the hour's near, okay? Everything that for the past 3 years that they've been taught is right there. Okay? It's right there. I am, somebody had said something about what I was talking about, the Holocaust, okay, and time period, and I'm far from an expert from that. And if you listen to the video, you heard me say, how did we miss that? You know, right in front of us, all that history for years, major markers there, major clues, major markers there, okay, and it is, it truly is. These are patterns, okay, especially that time for the Jews that repeated themselves. They're all patterns, okay. um, they had said, just, you know, mean things, of course. I said, I'm not an expert at that, okay, but I'm going by the marker time that the Lord gave us, okay, that the Lord gave us, this specific day and specific year, okay, so it must be important to him. All right, that's was my marker day, and that's why I went with that particular day, okay, and because of that marker day. So, you know, this did, that's him. It was big to him, and it's a countdown. It's a total countdown. Anyway, I don't worry about that. Whatever it was coming from, I don't worry about any of it, because I'm not a hair on my head's going to be harmed. Not a hair on your head's going to be harmed. Okay? For where you should be, don't worry about it. You know what this is about? I told you, it's about the heart. And he's going to bring everybody in. Okay? He's going to bring everybody in. And even in his word, he says, those that call on me, you know, go ahead and, you know, call on your idols, but when it doesn't work, okay, and they see that their false gods aren't doing anything, okay, they're false idols, they're golden calves, they're gonna call on him. And that's what the shaking is about, okay, is about them seeing that who the true God is. And then they shall know I'm God. I used to always ask that question. Go through the Bible, in Psalms especially, and then they shall know I'm God. And then I would like, and I remember when I was little, I used to say, well, I don't even know why he puts that all the time, but who doesn't know he's God? I used to say that. Who wouldn't know he was God? I don't understand why he put that all the time, because, like, who's going to question who that's from and that he's God? Oh, I always said that. Now I totally know why. But it's at that time of distress, okay? He's waiting for them to say they're sorry and call on him. And when they do, he is going to forgive them, and he's going to rescue them, okay? Because he's going to show them that he is the true God, and that he is loving, and he is merciful, okay? And he's going to do it. And he says it's not him till every knee back, you know, everybody who calls on his name. And so he's got this so divinely orchestrated, and he's going to bring them in. It's Ishmael and it's Isaac, okay? It's Ishmael and it's Isaac, and it's the church, okay? You know, it's three groups. It's Ishmael and Isaac and the bride, or, you know, it's what it is. And Isaac is the Jews. Ishmael is anyone who followed, who took the left. And we know Ishmael is, Islamic, but it's that veered off to foreign gods, okay, and foreign lands and foreign wives and foreign this, and it's against what we see today, who the true blessing went to, okay? But these are the groups, okay? And I'm telling you, he's going to bring his daughter in and his two sons, Okay, he's going to bring Ishmael, Isaac, and the church. He's going to bring them all in. Anybody who doesn't go isn't his, the seed. It's the seed. They didn't belong to him. Okay, they didn't belong to him. Now, well, how's that fair for people who've just lived their, it's all about up there. Okay, so don't worry. I mean, pray for them that he does bring them in. When you pray for that, it gives you more blessings too. It's about their standing in heaven. All of your trials and tests here, it's about your trials in heaven. I mean, it's your rewards in heaven. It's your life eternal. It's what he gives you. You live like kings, okay? And the people that are, lived off their money here and their position here, well, they'll be under you, right? Right. I mean, that's what this is all about. So don't begrudge. I mean, be happy that he's gonna bring him in, okay? But not everybody has. You have to learn. It's a placement. It's a placement. He'll love everybody. He's gonna forgive them. He's gonna love everybody. But it's their place in heaven is what it's about, okay? And so just don't worry about that, because you're just going to be unbelievable, okay? Unbelievable. But he's going to bring him in. Go and forgive him. He's going to bring him in. Watch. He's going to do such amazing things. I've got a strong idea of what he's going to do, but I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, I'm only going to go what I've been shown and taught and been given to see. But he's going to forgive, because that's what this is about. And so wouldn't be him if somebody's screaming for him and praying and pleading out. There'd be a lot of people pleading. Pleading is praying, and they're going to call on his name, and that's what it's about. So they know I am God. And there that is. Okay. I love you guys. And again, it's that 1, 2, 3. It's this lined up. I mean, again, you have in midweek, again, Wednesday. And see, he was on it's Wednesday through Saturday, not Thursday through Sunday. Okay, it's Wednesday through Sabbath. Okay, so I had before that within the like the 28th and 29th, I had the resurrection. I had table in there. But before I had, and I still have it on there in case, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 4th of July. The 4th of July as an attack, which it very well could be that July 1st on, okay, and then, but it's on that Friday night, okay, that Friday night, or it's between that 3rd and that 4th is what it is. It's between the night of the 3rd and the 4th is when there's it's the darkness, okay. It's the darkness, and it's the all that out, and that's when that is. And see, Monday is Tammuz 3, Tuesday's Tammuz 4. Okay, so again, those 2 nights are there, right there. I don't know. I mean, again, I know what I think, but that's where we're at. It's the signs. It's the signs that are aligning up. And you've watched what happened this week, and watch. See, he can stop. He's going to be merciful, I'm telling you. His is going to be natural disasters, okay? But he is going to, a lot of stuff that he's shown, and a lot of people have been told it's going to happen, but because of his mercy, he's going to stop it. Watch. I bet I'm telling you, he's going to stop a lot of stuff. Lots of stuff. Because this is what this is about. It's this time about mercy and grace. You know what he's doing? I'll tell you. He's starting all at the beginning. I said this before, but I knew it was about his law and his tablets, okay, because that's what it is. And he was doing a redo. He's going back to the mountain and giving a chance for people to not not worship the golden calf, at the bottom of Moses' mountain. But now I realize he's going back further. He's going back at the beginning where it started. That's where he's going. He's going back to the beginning. He's doing a major redo, and that's what it's all about. He's doing a major redo. Okay, I mean to the day of the fall, before the fall. I mean that's what it is. Okay, I'm just watching like you guys, but you have to be close. Have to be close for him to allow me to see what I'm seeing. Okay, because it's almost pinpointed down. Just ooh, like I would tell you what I really think, but I'm not, because it's not about date setting. It's so not about date setting. Okay, and that is not about the date setting. I need to get a drink. The date setting thing. It's further in the tribulation. It's when he's coming for his bride. Okay, and remember this. That first call is different. Okay, the first call is different, and it's when he's coming to the bridal chamber to get his bride. She's waiting. She's waiting. She has a clue because she hears a lot of noise, okay? Because there's a whole thing that goes along with it. That's what that is. This is not about date setting. This is about watching the signs and being a good watcher and knowing. And how do you not put it together? If you don't even have a clue, then I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. His calendar it has a full cycle, okay, of 70 years. Did I tell you that? Oh, I'm sorry, but it does. His whole calendar cycle, it has a whole cycle, okay, on it. Let me keep going and going and going and going and going. It's amazing. It's when we're in heaven, we'll talk all about it. We'll talk all about it. Well, you'll know it all. We'll talk all about it. But that's where your thoughts have to be now. Okay, you have to think what's waiting for you, because it is so good. It is so good. And to us, our time up there is going to be just minutes, seconds. Okay, here again, I know it's cut way short. And wait till that. He really accelerates time. But up in heaven, it's nothing to us, but he's going to get all this done in that one day. Okay, so I love you guys. See you soon. God bless you guys.